What is a nation? We use this term so often in our everyday speech that we rarely take stock of the magnitude of its implications. But in witnessing the heroic efforts of the Ukrainian nation in their existential battle for their right to exist, we are forced to confront this ever more prescient question. What is this compulsion that wills ordinary people to lay down their lives in defense of its preservation? Is a nation its land? Territories demarcated by lines on a map forged after conquest and compromise? Lines that, though not real, nonetheless denote the home of its inhabitants? From the steepest valleys to the highest peaks, from the numerous flora across its scenery that manifest the divine's hand in creation, to the man-made edifices of towns, villages, and cities that pervade the landscape. Though we are all sons and daughters of the soil, a nation is merely birthed on its land, but remains so much more. It is the history formed on this land, the great arc of events across space and time, propelled by the actions of its inhabitants and the forces of their times. The conflict and cohabitation of war and peace. Leaders who carved the paths and guided the destinies of their people, as well as the devastation wrought by disaster, often seared into the psyche of later generations. History shapes a nation's understanding of itself, but in no means defines it. Perhaps a nation may be found in the culture, the mores and habits passed from generation to generation that distinguish one people from another. Or maybe a nation may be found in the institutions and practices that define how a people live. A nation is all these things and more, but at its heart, the nation is the people. Ties of family, friendship, and community that bring reality to the abstract. It's in the symbols they create, a building, a song, a flag, whose true value lies not merely in the beauty or content, but also the meaning and feeling invoked in every citizen's heart, in tacit acknowledgement of the inextricable nature of their bound destinies. A nation is contained in their shared ideals for which they aspire, a recognition that they are not merely products of their genes, but also the values which encapsulate their understanding of themselves. Ultimately, it is the people that make or break a nation, caught in a conflict to be either governed by fear or the better angels of their nature. The difficult task of building and maintaining a nation is not some inevitable eventuality, but rather a persistent and consistent effort of thought, word, and deed to reinforce and bind the social fabric that holds together its people. With that in mind, let us continue the work of forging an ever closer union. Let our actions and words inspire unity rather than sowing further division. Let us engage in meaningful dialogue rather than shouting each other down in some misguided notion of self-righteousness. This is our mission. This is our time. This is our call. South Africa, it's your time.